So therefore, my pearl is to lead through the power of influence and not through the power of authority. Perfect. Thanks very much, Ron. So a little bit of context will help with my pearl of wisdom today. So at my current school, as Ron said, I'm head of science and the department has about 20 members. And also next year, I'll be taking on the role of grade 9 year head with about 140 students. Now, due to German regulations and the works council agreements at our school, the middle leadership roles, such as the head of department, have no evaluation responsibility. And they also have no real authority to ask anybody to do anything, which is something I wasn't really used to coming from other international schools where they would have that part of their role. So to start with, like my first big fail, really, or my first attempt at learning when I took on the role of head of department was to try and get my teachers to carry out moderation of assessments as part of their kind of collaboration time. So to do this, I created small working groups to look at our current practices. We looked at the research around the why and the how of moderation. We designed a set of guidelines and expectations. We presented this back to the department for feedback, and we acted on that feedback. And once we had a final version completed, the staff were asked to use it. However, this didn't happen. There was a lot of head nodding by the teachers, but not a lot of doing, which I found really quite surprising that they weren't enacting what we worked on. So I joined lots of the different teaching team collaboration times to try and find out why people weren't adopting the new system. And the general tone of the feedback from some of the individuals was, well, this hasn't come from management, so I don't have to do it. This is just a suggestion that you put forward. So there I was, kind of stuck in the middle with no authority to make them do it. And I felt like I had to go and ask mum or the principal to go and tell them off and make them do it, which she did. But that's not how I wanted to work with my new team, my new department. So for the next project, I sought the advice from a colleague. I got more feedback from my staff and I did a lot of reading. And I came across a business management tool, one called RACI, which stands for RACI. Now it's a tool that is used to categorize who is responsible, who is accountable, who is consulted, and who is informed about a project that you're doing, and ultimately about a whole set of decisions that you will all have to agree and work to. So using this process or protocol has really allowed me to give people a clear choice in how much involvement they want in the decisions and policies that will affect their work. And now that we have this system in place, we have improved. So whenever we improve policies or we make decisions, everyone has had a choice about the involvement which they've had, and they're also very clear on their level of input. My pearl today, though, is not about that tool, RACI. My pearl today is about the effect that it has had with my interactions with the team. The big effect is that I now lead my team through influence rather than through authority. So using the RACI, using RACI as a tool, I really built my influence in the department by leading by example, stepping forward to be the responsible person for some of these projects. To make sure, though, that everybody has the opportunity to also be responsible for a project, also to make sure I'm not doing all of them, I put a lot of effort into building relationships with my staff. I've got a good sense of what their strengths are, and also through building relationships, I know when they need a confidence boost as well. So now when there is a project to do, I do ask for volunteers, but now I know who to tap on the shoulder to step up, or who I can ask so I can use their superpower. It has made managing change in the department a lot more effective in my team, as the process is much more open and the members of my team feel a shared sense of responsibility and more ownership over the decisions. So I've really felt the benefit of using influence over authority about 2 years ago when we started our curriculum review process in the science department. Through the review, we moved away from a British-style curriculum to adopting NGSS standards. Now, the discussions and decisions were definitely heated. They weren't easy, but everyone felt part of the process. Those who wanted to lead sections had an opportunity to do that, and I've been able to find others help find their voice by me promoting their strengths. And as a result, we're moving forward with the transition to NGSS with a much more positive attitude about that choice, something that was lacking when I first kind of came there. And now that I know what the power of influence looks like, I've really recognized it being used effectively by several of the great leaders in my school and across the other schools in Europe that I get to work with. And I've seen that when an individual has authority, the lasting changes they make in the school come from their position of influence, not just telling us what to do. So therefore, my pearl is to lead through the power of influence and not through the power of authority. Thanks very much.